Hi Varun, thanks for getting in your project. So I've got the Wii transfer link. Fantastic track, by the way. Yeah, I think it's absolutely great. Lovely musicality, and you've really gone to town on the actual Apple loops and individual instruments from Logic, which is great. And I think they, a lot of them sound really realistic. You've really delved into stuff I've not really even delved into. I had a chance to, but this is really nice. The hang drum, so great. Really good structure as well. I'm going to come back to the beginning here. I think there's one instrument that didn't load. That's this. Okay. It wasn't playing for some reason at the beginning, but we've got absolutely everything now, so that's great. So, yeah, structure-wise, I think it's really good. We've got our little rhythm section here, and I'm going to sort of work on the drums first of all. It's usually the best place to start when we're mixing. So, let's come in and have a look at the mixer. So, one thing you might want to do there is separate some of the individual elements out into the individual outputs. There's not too much going on in the drums though, so I don't think we have to worry too much about that. But we've got our EQ, so let's come in and have a look at that first. So we've got a kick and a hi-hat at the minute. What I might do actually is just see if there's a bit more happening over here after your breakdown. I think it's fairly standard though what we've got. So as a kind of initial thing here, I'd put kick and hat kit, just so that we know what's in there. So EQ, I'll bring the low cut back just a little bit. I'll take it to around about sort of 40 Hertz, just let a little bit more sub in there. Also as well, I'm going to come and just knock back some of the kind of low mids as well here. This is where you get some of the nice tones from the bass from sort of here upwards. It takes the boxiness out of the kick as well. We've also got a little hat in here, and I think this could benefit from a little boost as well. So I'm going to come up to 10k. It's a nice place for a hi-hat. Give it a little bit of brightness. Good, so the kit feels a lot more focused there. And then we've got some compression over the kit. So working with a kind of kit and hi-hat here. Yeah, we've got Studio VCA. It's quite nice. It's a vintage style compression here. I'll slow down the attack a little bit more and speed up the release. And you can see our gain reduction is happening here. So I'm going to take the threshold down a bit more, so we've got a bit more power. Got about 4 dBs of gain reduction, so I'm going to make that up in the gain, making sure that our auto gain is off. Kick as well, leaning a little bit to the left hand side. So I'm going to come into that. And we've got a little pan here, ever so slightly, but you can now see that that's now exactly in the middle there. So our kick and hat just helps to focus the energy right down the middle. A lot of the times, we may find our track is played in a club environment on a mono sound system, so it's good to kind of keep things like the kick, bass, vocals down the center of the track. So we could, if we wanted to as well, maybe apply a little bit of distortion to the drums too. I might come in here for just a bit of the overdrive, and we can set our frequency. Maybe I'll let this up to I'd say maybe around 10k, and add just a little bit of the drive. Not too much there, so maybe 3 dBs. I'm not going to take out 3 dBs, so I'm kind of adding a bit of colour but not adding any volume. Just here, it's just got a little bit of something to it, a bit of saturation to it. Next up then, let's come to type Percussion Beat. So we've got here another kind of percussive element. Because we've got that first kick, that's in quite an important place. So I'm going to remove some of the low end here. Just do something like this instead. And I'm going to grab a little shelf as well. Now, everything else looks good. A bit bright. Up at the very, very top. Tail that back a little bit. And again, I might just give it a bit more high end here. Compression settings sound nice. Let's take the ratio up. This is the strength of the compressor. Let's take this right up. Got a bit more power in that now. And we've got some buses here. Come to a different slope here, 12 dB slope, and I'm actually just going to do this instead. And a bit of air at the top too. Compressor again, maybe choose something like Studio VCA. That kick and hat, that overdrive's a bit fierce on there. I'm just going to do 1.5. Tabla style instrument. Pushing some of the frequencies here. What I might do is maybe in the middle just come and duck this back a little bit, so this will free up a little bit of room. The desirable frequencies are let's move this in a bit. Compression. I'll go for a fast attack here and a short release time. Just take up the ratio. It's kind of squashed it a little bit, but it's not so aggressive. Also going off, and we've got quite a lot of makeup gain to make up for here. I'll say about 8. Got some quite nice instruments that I can tell have got a little bit of reverb on there, and which is nice. And so that then leads you to think, well, do we want to send them to lots of effects? There's quite a nice kind of acoustic quality to this track, and I think a lot of effects are just going to make it sound quite saturated. I mean, that sounds quite nice to me. I can hear almost like subtle plate reverb on there. Let's see what we've got here. So we've got Space Designer and some EQ. I think a little bit would be quite nice. So, another drum kit. Nice work on the EQ there, sounds great. You know, we could try opening up the low frequencies, but essentially I imagine there's not much there at all. Quite a thin sounding hat. You can be more specific if you wanted to be, and use one of the bell curves here available and do this instead. So the two of these drums, I just managed to miss this one, are going to work nicely together. Could be some movement happening with these. So I might say 21 left. Maybe go 21 right. I feel like I need something on the hi-hats there. Let's see what buses we have available to us. Large plate, sustained plate. Maybe we'll add something on bus 8 here, and I'm going to come in with maybe some tape delay. This should add a nice bit of movement here. So we're going to take away some of the low frequencies and some of the high frequencies and set a kind of bandpass filter. And we've got a synchronization on there, feedback amount, and yeah, flutter rate. We'll turn this on, keep it quite slow. Flutter intensity up, and then I'm going to send to bus 8. Really nice little things like that to kind of work in there as automation. Maybe a little bit of movement with a flanger as well on top. Okay, so nice slow bit of movement. Let's set the speed right down. Feedback. Bassline. Got a bass amp. Classic amp mode. Got preamp here, or we could go for cabinet. Maybe cabinet might give it a bit more crunch. Mic placement. Got some compression here. And so we can change the mic too. And a paste EQ. And a bit more top. And then we've got, which would be really useful here, is the EQ. So let me just have a look at this one here. I thought it sounded a little bit boxy. Right, let's bring this back. Now we've got our bass here. Yeah, we could say around 56. I'd possibly take it a bit lower, to be honest. Probably some quite nice frequencies. I might even go down to about 30 hertz here. So back to bass amp. There we go, starting to get the crunch. Let's get the sub bass on before the amp. Up to bus 11 here, and I'm going to throw in a chorus effect. Just for a bit of thickness. I think this might work quite well as well on the pan pipes. Great sounds here. So yeah, let's come over and add a little bit to some of these pipes just to some of the effect sounds as well may contain sometimes some low frequency bits that just need taken out. Let's have a look. Yeah, so some low frequency stuff in here. I just want to tail back a little bit. It's also quite bright as well. Just some panning really, just to create a bit more separation. What have we got here? 20, let's use 28. Right, for the reeds, and then for the flute, 28 left. Another Japanese flute. Maybe this one will keep central. So the good thing here is that you've kept the EQ nice and thin, and that's what we want. We don't want this to kind of interrupt the other stuff really, so you're definitely right to do that. Got a phaser there. panpipes. Panpipe. Giving it a new meaning. Yeah, this is just wanted some of that chorus there. Yeah, really lovely project there, Baron. Very impressed. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the course. It's been a pleasure teaching you, and yeah, keep us up to date with what you're up to musically at Point Blank. We'd love to hear from you. Yeah, so take care.